Maddie, and today it's recycling day.
I've got an old newspaper, some glass jars,
And also, old food cans. All of these things can be recycled at home.
Even old cars can be recycled. But a car wouldn't fit inside a recycling bin, would it? So how do you recycle a car? How does that work? Let's find out.
How does it work?
Metal recycling centre.
When a car is broken or doesn't work anymore, it comes to a place like this. A metal recycling centre.
And a car has lots of parts that can be recycled.
Some bits inside the car are made from plastic. The tyres are made from rubber. The windows are made from glass. But most of the engine and the body of the car is made from metal. Lots of these different materials will be recycled, but today we're going to see how the metal parts of the car are recycled, ready to be used again. You must never play or go into a metal recycling centre without a grown-up, but I've got special permission to be here and show you how it works.
First, the car's wheels are taken off.
How many wheels does a car have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Then the cars are lifted up into the depollution rig.
This is where all the old petrol, oils and other liquids are removed from the car. Once the dirty liquids have been removed, cars are taken to the scrapping area. Here they use massive machines called grab cranes. Can you see they've got a type of hook on the end that lets them grab the cars and bits of scrap metal and move everything around? I've been given permission to put one of my special cameras on the arm so we can see what happens when the arm goes up.
And I've also put one where the driver sits. Here we go! It's so high! Look, the grab crane can crush cars as well.
It made the car look like a paper bag.
Now the big grab claw is picking up the car. Can you hear that noise? It's lifting the car up so high. Look at that massive pile of metal. Oh, and there's another grab crane. It's like they're playing pass the parcel with cars.
Wow!
After all the cars have been crushed, the next stage is the mill.
The mill is a gigantic shredding machine, and it can chomp a car and all of that scrap metal up into thousands of pieces. But to watch it safely, we're going inside this cabin.
Dave's in control, and he's bringing all the crushed cars up from the scrapping area.
And he's even got his own special camera so he can see what's going on inside.
Inside the mill, all the different types of materials from the cars are now ready to be separated by another very big machine.
To find out how it works, I think we need to take a closer look.
After the car has been shredded, the mill operator sends all the small pieces to be sorted. First, they go over a roller with a very strong magnet inside. It's called a drum magnet. The magnet attracts the magnetic pieces of steel, and they fall into the first pile. The rest of the pieces fall onto another conveyor belt. At the end of the conveyor is a roller called an eddy current separator. Inside, magnets move in a special way, which creates a magnetic field. This makes the aluminium and copper pieces behave like magnets for a split second. falling into the air and into a second bin. The rest of the car parts that are made from plastic, rubber, cloth and glass fall into the last bin, so they too can be taken away and recycled.
That was impressive, wasn't it? Shall we go see the different piles of material that have been separated? Let's go! This pile is all the copper and aluminium. And here we've got piles of much smaller pieces of mixed metal. There are even some coins in there. Finally, the steel bay.
This is where the steel goes down a conveyor belt, and workers check that no other materials have fallen onto the wrong pile. Look how fast it's going.
Then all of that steel travels along a very long conveyor belt. It goes from here all the way over there. It even crosses a road. And it falls out here onto this massive pile. This centre recycles 10,000 tonnes of steel every single week.
That's the same weight as over 1,000 T-Rexes. And that's a lot of dinosaurs.
And when this pile gets too big, enormous ships arrive here and they take the recycled steel away to other parts of the world where they're turned into new things and used again. I loved seeing how old cars are recycled. Did you? What was your favourite part?
Can you remember the name of the main metal that is used to make cars? That's right, it's steel. Did you hear the noise that the grab crane made when it picked up the cars? And did you see the grab crane crush the car when we looked at it on my special camera?
Wasn't it fun finding out how cars can be recycled? They could be turned into lots of different things, even road signs. Road signs help drivers and people walking alongside the road stay safe. But do you know how road signs are made? Let's find out.
How is it made?
Road sign.
To find out how road signs are made, I've come here to a road sign factory. To make a road sign, we start in here, at a computer that stores all of the road sign designs. Look, this on here means that there's a risk of snow or ice, and this one, that means that there might be toads ahead. Oh, and that one there, that means that children are crossing. Once the design has been chosen, the computer sends the information to a printer. I wonder which road sign we'll be printing today. This is a traffic jet printer. It's a bit like a printer you might have at home, only it's much, much bigger. But road signs aren't printed on paper, they're printed on this. It's called reflective vinyl, but to show you how it works, I need to turn the lights off. Look, if I shine this torch at the vinyl, can you see what happens? The light hits the material and bounces, it reflects back, and that makes it really bright. So when the material has a sign printed on it, the drivers will be able to see it easily, even when it's dark. Now, it's time for some printing. Here comes our print now, but I can't tell what it is yet. It is going to take about 5 minutes to print, so I'm going to film this with some of my special cameras.
I'm recording using a time-lapse camera, which means we can see things that happen slowly, much quicker. Here it comes. Look, it's going to be a red triangle. That means it's a warning sign. And there's a person inside the triangle. Oh, and there's another one. Do you know what sign it is?
And there we have it. It's a school crossing sign. This will now take about 2 hours to dry before it's ready to go to the next machine.
Next, the sign goes into a machine called the laminator, where it's coated with a layer of protective material called vinyl.
But it's all floppy and you couldn't hang that by a road, could you? No. So what do you think it needs? It needs to be stuck on something stronger, like metal. This enormous green machine is called a hydraulic guillotine, and it cuts the big sheets of metal into smaller shapes.
And today we're making a triangle road sign. But the guillotine leaves sharp edges on the metal sign, so the corners need to be rounded off. This is called radiusing.
Thank you. Now we have a triangle with smooth tips. This makes it safer to handle, but also, I think it looks nice too. Our sign is going to be put on a metal post, and to do that, a track is fixed onto the back of the sign using a riveting machine. Rivets are metal pins like this, and they're fired through the track into the back of the sign, and this fixes everything in place. But this is called secret riveting because you can only see the rivets from the back. On the front, they can't be seen. Shh. What do you think it sounds like? I think it sounds like a huge stapler. And now we're ready for the reflective sign to get stuck on the metal. When the vinyl sign is in place, a backing layer is peeled off to reveal a sticky side. It's like a giant sticker, and then lots of pressure and rollers are used to stick the sign on so that there aren't any bubbles or creases.
And finally, the vinyl is trimmed to make sure the sign is neat and tidy.
Here we are, the tracks have been fixed to a post, and we have a finished school warning sign. I loved finding out how road signs are made. What was your favourite bit?
Can you remember what a triangle-shaped sign tells road users? That's right, a triangle is a warning. Did you hear the sound that the riveting machine made?
I think it sounds like a huge stapler.
And did you see the sign as it was printed using my special cameras?
So the next time you see a road sign in the street, you'll know how it was made. And if you see an old car, you'll know how it can be recycled, so the old parts can be used again. I'll see you next time.